Hello everyone. In this video we are going to look at the contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Brahmo Samaj in the socio-religious reformation of Indian society. So without any further ado, let's begin. I'm going to write it point by point so that it can be easier for you to recall and write it in the examination as well. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was born in the year 1772 and died in the year 1833. He is known as the father of Indian Renaissance. Father of Indian Renaissance. And maker of modern India. He believed in monotheism. Monotheism. That means there is only one God. That was his belief. And because of this, he even wrote a book known as Gift to Monotheists in 1809. Gift to Monotheists. It's important for your exam. Please remember this, the name of this book. In the year 1814, he set up Atmiya Sabha in Bengal. In the year 1814, Atmiya Sabha. What was the purpose of Atmiya Sabha? Basically, there were 3 to 4 purposes. Firstly, propagate monotheism. Second one is against the campaign against the idolatry. That means they did not believe in the worship of God in the form of statues or in pictures. They believed that God cannot be portrayed as a picture or as a statue. They believed that God is eternal and God is one and unsearchable. So that was the belief of Atmiya Sabha basically. Another point is they were against the caste system, caste rigidities. Fourth one is against meaningless rituals and social evils. And propagated rationalist and logical approach to everything. So these were the basic teachings of Atmiya Sabha, which was set up by Raja Ram Mohan Roy in the year 1814. There was another book written by Raja Ram Mohan Roy, that was Precepts of Jesus, in the year 1820. In this, he basically differentiated between moral teaching and stories of New Testament in Christianity. So he was not only against few teachings of Hinduism, but also he did not like some teachings in Christianity as well. And because of that, he wrote this book in the year 1820. So due to all this, he attracted the wrath. Basically, he attracted the atrocities by the orthodox people of these religions. Okay, so these orthodox people did not like his approach. They did not like his ideas of reformation. So he they were not happy. They were not happy with the kind of reformation he wanted to bring in their religion. So moving on, now we will go to the next page and discuss some ideas and the teachings of Brahmo Samaj. Brahmo Samaj was formed in the year 1828 by Raja Ram Mohan Roy in Bengal. Okay. So what were the ideals of Brahmo Samaj? Basically, we are going to discuss that. First ideal was that they were against idol worship and polytheism. That means they did not like the worship of God. They did not taught. They were not in support of the worship of God in the form of picture or statue or sculptures. Okay, so they supported the method of prayer. Basically, prayer, meditation in the name of God, meditation, and reading of Upanishads. Okay, Upanishads. That was their method of worship. They did not support any picture or any statue in the Samaj building as well. So yeah, this they were also against polytheism. That is that they did not favor the worship of many gods, because they said that there is only one God, immutable, unsearchable. He is eternal. So only one God is there. That was their basic teaching. Their second teaching was that they were against the caste rigidities. Or you can say discriminations, caste discriminations. Their third teaching was the denial or unacceptance of any scripture as the ultimate authority. That means they supported reasoning and human conscience. Instead of supporting any scripture as unfallible or any human as unfallible, they said that only reasoning and human conscience can be the strongest and unfallible tenet. If anything is not proper with the reasoning, with the human conscience, if anything is against the logical reasoning, then it cannot be right. It cannot be right and good for the humanity. So that was also their basic teaching. Moving forward, another teaching of Brahmo Samaj was that they did not believe in transmigration of soul and the law of karma. So the transmigration of soul is basically a belief that the soul does not die when a person dies. the soul changes the body and transmigrates to the another world. There are many worlds. So this kind of belief, they did not believe on it. They did not take any stand basically. And also the law of karma, that the person's karma, the person's deed goes on with him to the next world. They did not believe in these kind of teachings. They did not believe in these kind of tenets. So they did not take any stand on it. So these were the basic teachings of Brahmo Samaj. Now, due to this, basically, there was orthodox reaction. There were orthodox people who did not like these teachings, and one of them is Raja Radhakant Dev. Raja Radhakant, who founded Dharma Sabha to counter Brahmo Samaj. Brahmo Samaj. So he did not like the teachings of Brahmo Samaj and Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So basically, to counter them, he created this group, Dharma Sabha. This is an orthodox group. So now moving forward, we will discuss about the social reforms undertaken by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Social reforms. The first one is that he was against the practice of sati. That means a woman has to burn herself on the funeral pyre of her husband when her husband dies. So he was against this practice, basically. Against the practice of sati. Second is against polygamy. Polygamy is a practice when a husband has many wives. So he was against this practice as well. The third one is he did not like, or he opposed the low status given to widows and subjugation of women as well. A subjugation or inferior status given to women, subjugation of women in general. The fourth point, proposed women education. So these were basically the social reforms, the major social reforms which were taken by the Raja Ram Mohan Roy. And the result, basically, one of the major result of these were that there was government regulation of 1829. Sati was made a crime. Sati was declared illegal. Sati declared illegal. The practice of sati was declared illegal, basically. So this was a major success of the struggle of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and these were the basic social reforms what he tried to undertake. Now moving further, we will discuss about the educational reforms undertaken by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Educational reforms. So the first educational reform was that he supported David Hare, who set up the Hindu College. Okay, the Hindu College was set up by David Hare in the year 1817, and Raja Ram Mohan Roy supported him. The second reformation taken by him was he set up English school for the study of mechanics and philosophy. So this was the second major reform taken by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Educational reform we are talking about. The third one is that he established Vedanta College. In the year 1825. Because he was the supporter of Vedanta, the philosophy of Vedanta, of course, that's why he named this college Vedanta College. Supported Vedanta philosophy, and said that Vedanta was based on reason. He said that Vedanta philosophy was based on reason, and he was the supporter of reason. So that is why he supported Vedanta philosophy. He said it was based on reason. Vedanta philosophy was based on reason. That's what he said. The fourth reformation, educational reformation undertaken by him was that he compiled Bengali grammar book and gave a modern prose style to it. It is getting congested here, we are not having space. So yeah, he compiled basically the Bengali grammar and gave it a modern prose style to the language. So these were the major educational reforms undertaken by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Now we are going to discuss some political contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy on the next page. Political contribution. The first one was that he was against the oppressive zamindars of Bengal. He demanded a fixed rent for the ryots in that region. So he was against these oppressive zamindars. The second contribution was that he demanded the abolition of trading rights of English East India Company. The third major political contribution from him was that he opposed export duties on Indian goods abroad. These duties basically were harmful for the traders, and due to these duties, their goods used to become costlier and leading to the decrement in the competition in British territories. So there was less competition for the British goods in their territories. That is why Indian goods couldn't sell there. So it was harmful for the traders, Indian traders basically. So he opposed these export duties. The fourth major political contribution from him was that he wanted Indianization of superior administrative services. He wanted their Indianization. Basically, he wanted more Indians in the higher administrative services, which was not allowed basically. So this was the fourth major contribution. Now coming on the fifth one, he wanted judicial equality, wanted judicial equality between Indians and Europeans, because they were never treated equally. This was the condition in the British colonial period in India. Coming on to his next political contribution, he wanted the separation of executive from judiciary. Because what used to happen, the people who had executive power in their hands, they also used to take judicial actions. So nothing was in the hands of the people of India. Basically, there was no law, no rule of law, no law of equality. So it was very very depressing and harmful for the people of this nation. So these were basically the political contributions of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Also, one more contribution is left. He wanted abolition of tax on tax-free lands. Basically, the religious places of the people where they used to go and worship the god. So he did not like this idea of taxing these free lands basically. So that is why he wanted abolition of the tax on tax-free lands as well. So these were the major political contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Now lastly, we are going to see the international contributions of him. The first major contribution was he supported the revolution of Naples and Spanish America. The second contribution was that he supported, or he was opposed, basically he was opposed to the suppression of Ireland by British landlords. So these were the major international contributions of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So I hope that you found this video helpful and you got to learn something new. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Jai Hind.